Before this video begins, please note that there will be spoilers for Jedi Fallen Order. Hello everyone, again to another video. I am trying to upload daily at this point because I think I need to get some more Star Wars content out. And today I was thinking of Jedi Fallen Order and I thought of the planets which I really like in the game. And I noticed that these planets felt special compared to a bunch of other Star Wars planets. And I thought I'd discuss why I think these planets are special. I have broken it down to 4 main reasons as to why I really like the planets in Jedi Fallen Order and why I think they work so well. So, let's get into reason number 1. For being a game that is quite long to say, you do need a bit of variety to make sure that you never get bored as you progress through the game. And Jedi Fallen Order does this very well with its main 7 planets. From the scrapyards of Bracca to the plains of Bogano, the snowy mountains of Zepho, the jungles of Kashyyyk, literally hell, the ices of Ilum, and the sunken military fortress of Nur. Oh, and there's also the criminal base of Ordo Eris, but that is technically not a planet, so I don't really have to talk about it in this video. But I thought some of you might be asking about this planet, so I can quickly summarise my thoughts on Ordo Eris. I like how it feels similar to Zepho at first, but you can tell that you're not on Zepho. Like, the rocks are similar to Zepho's rocks, but you can tell that they look more asteroidy, and I like that subvertation. Apart from that, it is a nice little criminal syndicate. It feels authentic enough and feels spacey enough. And I think it's just okay, really. Now returning to the point, none of these planets feel too similar to each other. They all feel really distinct and unique. Yeah, sure, Zepho and Ilum might have a similar biome, but Zepho more than makes up with all of its differences it has. One of my favourite things about Jedi Fallen Order is the databank system, where you can scan stuff and use force echoes to get lore on the planet that you're on. And every single place in the game has these, and these are brilliant. I love reading through all the databank information, as well as looking at some of the aesthetic details into the story of this world. For example, the industrial conflict against the nature of Kashyyyk, and the fact that Ilum is flipping Star Killer base. Reading all this stuff is very interesting and intriguing, and that revelation of Ilum was very surprising and caught me off guard the first time I saw that. I know, this point is sort of literally just point number 2, but expanded. But I wanted to give a brief section to nature as a whole as how it's resembled. First off, nature is brilliantly done in Jedi Fallen Order of all of these planets. You can see all the grass growing and all the trees and stuff like that. As well as that, we've also got the terranium, which is a core part of Jedi Fallen Order, where you can find seeds on all of the main planets, and you can grow them into a bunch of plants, and I thought that was very cool. We must not forget that 4 of the 8 planets have their own flora and fauna which targets you, and is different on each planet, like from the rats on Zepho to the very dangerous spiders on Kashyyyk. And you know they take it serious when on almost every single planet's databank section, they have one for flora and fauna. And now, time for a point that I bet none of you were really expecting. I noticed some symbolic and thematic details on a couple of these planets that I would like to share with you guys. Well, first off is the very obvious one of Kashyyyk and the theme of industrialization versus nature. And another obvious one being the fact that Dathomir is literally hell. And as well as being the hardest planet in the game, it is also the planet that breaks Cal in the story. But there is one more thematic detail that I have noticed, and that involves the planet of Ilum. Before Cal repairs his lightsaber, the planet is stormy, reflecting his current situation he's in. But after he repairs the lightsaber, the storm goes away, and it's all clear and sunny. I love this little symbolisation, showing that Cal has overcome his failures and is now ready to kick some ass. I absolutely adore these symbolisations in Jedi Fallen Order's planets. It is such a small and insignificant thing overall, but once you realise it, it is the most oh yeah moment of all time. In conclusion, I think I can summarise why I like the planets in Jedi Fallen Order so much into 4 main reasons. 1, they are all unique from each other. 2, they have very interesting lore. 3, they utilise the flora and fauna of the planets very well. And 4, their symbolic and thematic undertones are implied very, very well. I have in the past been quite a big critic on modern Star Wars planets, but Jedi Fallen Order really surprised me. Their planets are so well executed, and I am very glad that they even exist in the first place. And that concludes this video. If you have yet to, be sure to like and subscribe if you want me to make more garbage like this, and I shall see you next time.